after defeating the Barry Kingsmen 6-0 in the 1040 game earlier today. On the other side, for the Garden State Indians, out of the eastern section of this men's A-level bracket, the Indians scoring the overtime goal against the Iowa Deckheads. This is the overtime goal we saw earlier. This game went to extra time, it felt like, and it was a goal there from the Indians to seal the deal for that one. That was number 93, Connor Callahan, who scored that for Garden State to give them the victory. Put themselves in the semifinal game here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh Plus. So Garden State in their blue jerseys now. They were wearing the white ones earlier. And the Penn Hills Arsenal wearing their white jerseys. Angela, there's been a lot of good ball hockey throughout this entire weekend, throughout this entire day, and I think we're looking forward to some even more better ball hockey coming up here.
Absolutely, definitely. Just coming in here just a little bit ago, both games happening, it was very, very electric here in all the atmosphere. Both games, especially the previous game before here between the Purple Power and the Royals, 6-5 overtime win for the Purple Power, electric win, and we're moving on now to men's A.
Let's say Rose City Royals and the Pittsburgh Purple Power squaring off in the men's B section. And they're going to the finals in the B section, the Purple Power. That game will be actually after this one later on. The other men's A semifinal are taking place right now in the other court. Two courts here at the Neville Island Sports Complex. This ball hockey tournament sponsored every year here. Some of the best in the United States and Canada come out here to play ball hockey. As we're just kind of waiting for the schedule, the announcement that we're already underway. The goalies getting their respective signs from the referee. We're underway here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh Plus. One thing we'll talk about real quick, if you're new to ball hockey, of course, pretty standard what it's called. Ball hockey is played with a ball. It's an orange ball that you're able to use. You're not on skates. You're not on any roller blades. This is straight cardio. Is that one towards the goalie, and it will corral that one for Arsenal to haul that one in for Penn Hills Arsenal. So if you're new to ball hockey, just some different rules compared to, let's say, NHL hockey, just a little bit different. Nothing too crazy, though. One of the big things is the blue line, the floating blue line, as you could call it, floating offsides, some people call it as well, where you get to the blue line, that's when you're onside. Let's say you have the ball. Then the zone becomes the entirety of the red line down. So you could, in theory, go past the blue line, drop back. Now you have the zone. For the most part, though, everything else pretty different, pretty same, I should say, pretty standard. Is that one right around the goal there and corralled down by Garden City.
Good steal by Perfichetti there.
And a shot deflected away by the goalkeeper for Garden State Indians, I should say. 72, Robbie Mangini. As that ball back behind the goal and fighting for it. No, you're not technically allowed to check. Nothing, no boarding, anything like that, but you can get a little bit physical, and here's an opportunity here. 2-on-1. Trying to send that one over. Good block away, though, by Arsenal. That was Shane Ferris who got in for the way of that one for the Indians. A shot there, doesn't get through. Back behind the boards now for the Indians. And then Arsenal will just cycle it around. They'll change their respective sides and their respective personnel here. Taking their time, the Arsenal are. Anquan Smith behind the goal for Arsenal. As that one will get sent all the way down, and then Garden State Indians, will try and cycle it forward. Can't get a piece of that one. It deflects near the boards, near the benches. That one thrown in front, bouncing around, and it was towards the goalie, but corralled in by Arsenal, and that was number 5, Lewis O'Connor, the defenseman who was there for it on the shot attempt from 25, Scott Venziali. The other shot, that one gets deflected as well. Another a couple opportunities here for Garden State. Back behind the boards. This Garden State team, they won in overtime against the team from Iowa earlier on. That went 0-0 going into overtime. So trying to get a goal in regulation for the first time in their last 2 games as they jab at that one, and it's a save made by the Arsenal goalkeeper.
Garden State's really, they're starting off hot here with a ton of pressure around their goalie, around Arsenal's goalie.
They put a lot of pressure on the Iowa team earlier on. Robbie Mangini, the goalie for the Indians. And that one hauled in by the goalie for Garden State, Robbie Mangini. It'll be a face-off for in the zone, I should say, and taken by Penn Hills. They'll kick it forward. The shot there is deflected away. Might have gotten a piece of that one from Mangini, the goalkeeper. And the goalie, I should say, for Garden State. And they'll settle things down behind themselves as well. Cycled over. Eddie Urban with it behind the goal. Flick this one forward, looking for some help. It gets deflected by a hand. And first to touch it is Arsenal. And they'll try and move it forward. Good defense, good pressure, I should say, on the offensive side for Garden State. And it gets flicked over into the corner. 6 minutes remaining here in the first period of this semifinal. I was trying to get it out of the zone, they do. That one being 97, Mike Malloy. Malloy's got, putting some pressure. Malloy in front, looking for a teammate, gets it back over in front. It's taken away though, just momentarily by Arsenal. Couldn't get anything off there on a shot. Back out to the point. The shot there, deflected in front by, I believe, his own teammate, but regardless, Arsenal will escape. A couple opportunities for Garden State there, but the team from New Jersey have not hit the back of the net yet here in this one. Good stretch pass up front. That one thrown towards the goalie, and it's save made by Mangini. It was Brendan Persichetti who took that shot for Arsenal. Now to look at the shot here. That was the initial one that deflected off his own teammate, I believe, for Garden State. Connor Callahan was in front, and there was the save there. And for the face-off one by Garden State, Arsenal behind their own goal. Penn Hills Arsenal out of Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, of course, right outside of Pittsburgh. I believe the second ever ball hockey rink in the United States. Ball hockey, of course, a sport that, obviously based off of hockey, originated in Canada, the Milek company, of course, being a big prominent part of that one. And Penn Hills actually was the second ever rink in the United States to be, specifically made for, ball hockey specifics. First one was in New Jersey, so it's only fitting that, actually, excuse me, the first one was in Massachusetts, so. The Pittsburgh area, obviously a big ball hockey area. New Jersey has grown a lot exponentially. The Midwest has started to grow as well. The National Ball Hockey League obviously becoming a big part of it as well. Both the men's and women's sides of the National Ball Hockey League, and having club tournaments and championships like this. There are world championships, I believe it's going to be in Czechia this year. There's that one trying to throw towards the net, now towards the net. Got a man open on the backside, shot, save made, but they score! off the rebound, dropped right in front of the line and then tapped in. Steve Seiler gets it. Steve Sion, excuse me, gets it for Garden State Indians. First goal goes to the Indians.
That's a really good passing play by the Indians there, getting it down low, swinging it in front of the net, off the goalie's glove and into the net.
And Sion has taken some heavy pressure. He broke his nose in the last game against the team from Iowa. Just had a completely bloody nose and there was blood on the deck. He's playing through injury, and he gets the first goal for the Garden State Indians. Another opportunity, that one in front, and they collect it though by Arsenal. And a save made, Ryan Clifford on the save.
State prides themselves on goals around the crease. That's how they play hockey to get those dirty goals.
Garden State's definitely continuing the pressure like they started coming out the gates against this Arsenal team, getting into greasy spots, trying to get past and score those goals.
Trying to get past that goaltender for Arsenal, Ryan Clifford. It's funny, we talk about this real quick. The game before this with the Pittsburgh Purple Power and the Rose City Royals, there were a lot of just shots from the point, just taking blasts and hoping for the best. You know, Garden State, not really that type of team. They're a team that really likes to push things in the crease, likes to get the real grindy goals for Garden State.
And it really showed that last game with Purple Power and the Royals. Purple Power, their overtime winner, just swung it right to the net, and it went in. And this game, the way it's looking, if the Arsenal need to get a goal, that might be the play.
The problem is Arsenal is just trying to get themselves out of their own zone. It feels like it's been 60-40 in favor of Garden State here in terms of possession in the zones. Trying to get to that one before the icing. And they're going to wave it off, say it is no icing. Drop back and just sent down into the corner. Looking in front, a stick got on it. Kept alive in the zone though. That one off of a defender. And blocked away. And I believe it goes out of play. Yes, it does. So we'll have a stoppage there.
That was a good block by Gavin Ambrose of Garden State on Percichetti's slap shot, like you mentioned before, how last game, just getting those shots to the net right at the line, those slap shots. You never know what's going to trickle into the back of the net.
Another look at the shot here. This is Percichetti's shot, and you see right in front, just blocking that one away. Good stop from Arsenal, or excuse me, good start from Garden State. This one dumped in for the Indians. In the boards and then cycled back around. In front, shot made, but Clifford makes the save. Connor Callahan on that shot.
That's a really good kick save by Ryan Clifford there. On that pass right out in front. We're seeing the replay right here. Quick pass out in front off the pad.
My apologies, that was Mike Malloy who took that shot. Him and Callahan were both out there, 97 and 93, but Malloy was the one who had that right at the point. Or excuse me, right in the slot. And now a turnover, back in the slot. Good stick work to send that one back. Minute 35 remaining here in period number 1 on Sportsnet Pittsburgh Plus.
Mike Malloy's dad is the coach of the...
Sent down, it will be, I believe, we have a stoppage here. Not sure exactly what it was, but...
Pretty sure that hit off someone on the Indians' bench, so the face-off will be coming right outside their bench.
Thrown towards that bench, but wasn't sure exactly what it was. Let us look at it here, actually. This would be a good shot of it. Yeah, right off, off a helmet, I believe. Someone sticking their head out there. Shots 8-1 right now in favor of the Indians. Yeah, defensively, talking about Garden State getting in front of things, too. A couple block shots have been the big factor. There's a drive there. That one collected by Mangini, excuse me. Let me get that name right. Mangini with the save.
He just got put on the U.S. national team, Mangini.
Mangini making the U.S. national team for ball hockey as well. And we saw him have a couple of saves earlier against Iowa. And tell you what, give credit to the goalie for Iowa as well, who had a ton of saves, had to hold off this Garden State team, but it was just too much for him. And that goal in overtime to put the Indians here in this one. As we got a penalty, I believe. No, correction, icing.
Icing.
Thought it was a penalty. I saw the hand go up. It was the wrong hand. Of course, no linesmen and versus referees, just two referees. Actually, there's three referees in these games. My apologies. Semifinals got three referees. Everything prior to that just had two. Face off the near side. Arsenal will win it. Penn Hills Arsenal just trying to get it out. The flex off an Indians player. Anquan Smith just getting it out of the zone. Now they will. Remember, that zone is the red line in ball hockey. But only when you have the zone, not when you're getting the zone. When you're getting the zone, it's the blue line. Garden State will flick this forward. Wrapped around the boards. Smith gets to it. Not much pressure from Smith, so he'll just look up looking for some help. Needs some guys moving, so he just flicks it forward himself. Two players go down. And back for Garden State. Big opportunity here. Shot made, but deflected away. Clifford got a piece of it. And that will end the first period. We'll step aside. We come back. We'll have two periods. It's been all Indians, though, in period number one. Garden State trying to go to the finals here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Back here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. The National Ball Hockey Championships here. The semifinals, Garden State Indians taking on the Penn Hills Arsenal. 1-0 Garden State. And take a look at Steve Sines, the goal scored. Again, playing with a broken nose. He's got a cage on now. Didn't have a cage prior to that one. Nice job, our crew. Camera operator Matt Simkovic pointing that one out. Broke his nose in the last game, got a goal, a grindy goal in front. Clifford had made the stop, but just could not make the second stop on that one. Mentioned this is the semifinals. The other rink, the other A semifinal. Leominster Americans from Massachusetts taking on the Brampton Midnight Express from Ontario, Canada. 3-1. The Americans leading in that one. Again, the winner of that one will take on the winner of this one at 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock here, depending on, of course, how the timing and everything works here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
Midnight won the championship last year.
Midnight Express, reigning champions, Brampton, all the way from Ontario, Canada. And down here.
They've won 16 Canadian national championships.
They've won 16 Canadian national championships. And looking for a championship here as well. We're back underway here in this semifinal. We'll switch sides now as Arsenal right off the gate there. Trying to get something in front. In the slot, dropped off, scanning the options. Lucas Kirk, Michael Andes, and then front taken away by Garden State. And they'll flick this one forward. Back in the corner now. And behind the net for Garden State. Mark Bergamasco is defending against Scott Venziali.
Oh,
And a
Marky's
player
down in the corner. He just hit his head off the ground, taking that check.
we got a player down here for Arsenal. Mark Bergamasco.
He looks like he's shaking that off.
We've seen a lot of players going down over this tournament, but everybody has been able to walk it off and go through.
Brampton just tied the game, 2 goals in 1:50.
The Midnight Express real quick while we have some time on the other side, tying the game up, 2 goals in under 2 minutes. A 3-3 affair on that one. But a 1-0 affair here in this one. The Indians with the lead, and Clifford will cover that one up. Right off the face-off, we'll do it again. Here with 9 minutes, about a minute gone by here in the second period. Face-off to the right of Clifford. Won by Garden State. Jab at it and then cycle around the boards. Arsenal trying to get the line and trying to get this one out. Send it forward, yes they will. Now they got an opportunity. Trying to cut in and hold on to it. Unable to. But now behind the net. Flicked into the air. Fighting there at it. Cody Hollingsworth over there with Garden State, and he wins it. Hollingsworth will have it behind the net. Garden State will move it past the red line, and they'll go into the zone.
Good chip play by Garden State, coming in with numbers into the Arsenal zone.
Behind the net now for Garden State. That ball was nowhere to be found for a second. No one knew where it was at until it rolled away from the goal and back to Garden State. The Indians scanning the options. Jake Miller around the net. Miller carries it around and then taken away by Arsenal. Only momentarily, though. They try and get to it. Just trying to whack this one out. Now they got numbers. 2-on-1 with a player trailing as well. Nice move. Shot taken. That one went wide. It was a good shot, though. Danny Cunningham for Arsenal.
That was a really good sneaky play by him. Almost tucked it in there.
Persichetti behind the net. Defended, though, by the Indians. Eddie Urban was the defender there for Garden State.
Great shift by the Arsenal here.
This is a good opportunity here for Arsenal. Again, down a goal, but the shots were so lopsided in favor of Garden State in that first period. But a good opportunity here. Nice backhand.
Here we go.
1-on-1. That one goes wide.
Good kick save by Ryan Clifford there, keeping that out on that backhand shot.
Clifford gets a piece of it, I believe, just to send that one away on the opportunity there. Connor Callahan was the one who had the breakaway. Another look at it here.
One of the fastest players in the U.S.
And I think Clifford did get a piece of that one, and Callahan had just been able to break right by the defenders for Arsenal. That speed he has. Now face off to the left of Clifford. Face off one by Garden State, got deflected. Now here comes Arsenal. Oh, good back check though.
Good back check by Callahan there.
And now back up for Garden State, dropping it off, nobody there. Trailer there for it though, shot taken, that one deflected away by Clifford. It gets back in front for Clifford though. It might have went off an Arsenal player, to be honest, when it's sent back towards him, but they clear it out. 2-on-1 now for Arsenal, trying to cross it over. Good play defensively. Shot taken and they score! It's Arsenal off the initial shot. Austin Avampato scoring that one for Arsenal. We got a tie ball game.
That's something the Arsenal definitely needed. They were that play before them reeling, and now look at this. I mean, 2-on-1 cut off, keeping that pressure, that shot into the back of the net. 1-1.
Nice play there for Avampato, just staying with it after it was deflected away. Good defense again to break up the 2-on-1, but Avampato stayed with it. Good stick work as well to the stick lift to get to it, and then shooting that one on net and finding the back of the net there for Arsenal.
This is his first club tournament in 2 years after a knee injury. Avampato.
Avampato coming back from injury. First tournament in 2 years.
Yep.
Now face off here to the near side there. Shot taken. That one deflected away by the goalie. That was Mangini. So tie game here, 6.5 here in period number 2. Can't get out of the zone yet though for Garden State. Now they do. Good job there. 44, Leonardo Impigliazzo was the one who sent that one out. Alec Myers, they move forward. Arsenal with a change. Almost walking that one through was Dom Tussi, but had to check into the boards, and that'll be a penalty, like you said there. So Arsenal will go down a man. Big opportunity here for the Indians of Garden State. Try and take their lead back. We'll see who's going to go into the box for this one. And to be honest, this should probably be pretty obvious here on the replay, and it's going to be 17. Anquan Smith, who will have to take a time off. And Anquan Smith opening up the penalty box, so man-up opportunity here for Garden State.
Minute 30 power play for the Garden State.
Yeah, I want to mention that as well. That's another thing about the rules. Of course, 10-minute periods, and it's a minute 30 power play. Obviously, those are for minor penalties. Power play one, or face-off one by the Indians. Back out to the point. Taking their time, scanning the options. Shot taken, at deflected off a stick from Arsenal. Hit the netting and then drops back down. For the netting as well, we're going to mention, slight difference in the NHL. The netting hits it, netting, drops down. That's live ball. There's a shot there, and Clifford will collect that one. Clifford had a good view on it. With a minute remaining here on the power play for the Indians. So face off again here, still with the power play for Garden State. Good win though for Arsenal. Cycling around their own boards. Trying to get this one out, and they will. Go all the way back down. Where Garden State will have to rework things here. Ian Basilio, sending it forward. And there's the quick speed again. Good stick though from Arsenal. Back out top, shot from the left side. Clifford will haul it in and cover it up. And you see Ryan Gallen frustrated, trying to get a goal there, but shot it right into the A there on that Arsenal jersey for Clifford. Still 36 seconds remaining here. Face off again to the right side of Clifford. Back out to the point, right side, back and forth. Taking their time. That shot, I don't know if it went through and hit Clifford or not, but gets sent into the corner instead anyway. Taken away though, cutting in front. Went wide for number 44. Impagliazzo for the Indians. Couple seconds remaining here on the penalty. The shot taken in front. Clifford gets a piece of it.
Off the mask of Clifford there on that shot in the corner.
And now the penalty has expired. So we're back to even strength here, and we're back to kicking that one around. Garden State still with possession, though. They've had possession the entire time here in the zone from this penalty. Back up top, that shot got deflected off a stick in front from Arsenal. But again, staying in Arsenal's zone. They can't get it out, and these guys got to be tired as well. And defensively, just trying to retreat. They need some help. Garden State is everywhere. They send it over the near boards. Good news, it's out of the zone. Bad news, it's right back in their zone, though, as they have to retreat. But they are killing a little bit of time to get some changes here, and that's going to be a penalty. And a tripping is going to be called against the Indians. Scott Veneziale is going to get called for the tripping. Had a player coming right off the bench there for Arsenal, just kind of cut in front of him, and Veneziale, yeah, he never got the ball there, unfortunately. Called for the tripping. So tripping call, and a big opportunity now for Arsenal, Penn Hills Arsenal, if they killed off their penalty. Robbie Mangini will have to go to work. You expect at least a couple of shots peppered against him here on this penalty kill for Garden State. Face off though won only momentarily by Garden State. Arsenal will have possession. They go back up top themselves. That shot in front, deflected. I don't know if it got a stick or not, but Mangini got a piece of it anyway. Back out to the top. Karbler. Shot taken there, the extra opportunity, they score off the rebound. Persichetti with the goal, and Arsenal takes the lead.
Working around the perimeter, that's what Garden State was doing on their power play, and now Arsenal does the same thing, but they're getting down low. That shot from the point, off the goalie, right to Persichetti, into the back of the net.
Persichetti, right place, right time there. Inside the circle, was just waiting for it. You know, you're waiting for that rebound, he's right there, and nothing Mangini could do. It's slotted home for the man with the red bucket. And Arsenal, not only do they have new life, they have a lead here. They've got a lot more energy after this one. Battling behind the net. Arsenal, the Penn Hills Arsenal still with it. That up to the point. They got deflected away. Jabbing at it in front. And it's covered up by Mancini. And a player is down. Danny Cunningham.
He was coming across in front of the net. I didn't get a good angle on what exactly happened.
He came in late there after Mancini covered it up. You didn't get a good look at it, but we'll get a good look at it here. So there's the save, the cover by Mancini, and then we took something there. I don't know if it was a stick or a ball, but felt that one. Felt that one from up here. And it will be face off here to the right of the goalie, Mangini, excuse me, not Mancini, Mangini for Garden State. Apologies. Garden State Indians. Has a shot right off the face-off. Mangini gloves that one. Again, thank you for tuning in here on SNP Plus or on the USA Ball Hockey YouTube channel. We're live streaming it. Another face-off here. We've been live streaming these games all day long here. The entire crew here on Neville Island. The Island Sports Complex, Island Sports Center, I should say, ISC. Home of Robert Morris men's and women's Division I hockey, home of a lot of different hockeys here in this one. Is opportunity now, the shot taken, Mangini with a save. It was a good spot there. Nick Phillips was the one who has that shot. And that one,
another good kick save by him.
From downtown. Mangini is getting worked here in this second period. Giving up one goal already, but actually giving up 2 goals, I believe, here in this one. That in front.
Arsenal have been continuing the pressure on the second half of this period. What a keep by Anquan Smith there.
Keeps it in, Smith does. Shot. Mangini makes the save. He has been peppered here in this one, especially in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, he's seen 8 saves in the last 3.5 minutes. 8 shots, I should say, in the last 3.
Mangini and faced 8 shots on goal in the last 3 minutes here for this Garden State Indian team. Face off here one, Richie Allen for Arsenal. That one backhanded. It was deflected away by Mangini, and just a lot of pressure from this Arsenal team right now, but good ball movement to get that one out. Now they've got an opportunity. 2-on-1, cutting across, hauling it in, shot taken too high there. Back in front, Dom Tussey on the shot. Back over to him, they tried to get over to him, and it deflected into Clifford, and he'll cover it up. Oh, that could have almost been a disaster. Clifford saw it the whole way, though.
Number 50, Tussey's leading the nation in scoring this year, and he's leading Indians in scoring this weekend.
Tussey,
6 points.
6 points on the weekend for him, but couldn't get the 7th there.
That's probably the Indians' best shift in some time now, getting that pressure in on Clifford, pardon me.
You see a helmet off there for Arsenal as well. Again, like I said, that one trying to get thrown over to Tussey, but instead it hits off an Arsenal stick and just redirects right towards Clifford, and Clifford's able to put the paw on that one and cover it up. Minute 27 remaining here in period number 2. We're getting some discussions here with the Arsenal bench, their coaches, and the referees. I don't know exactly what's being talked. I saw a little movement of a slash there, you know, the motion of it, but I think maybe just some discussion here.
In the meantime, after this game on this rink, we have the B championship between the Pittsburgh Purple Power and the Northside Militia.
Yeah, good tease there for this one. Again, like you said, after this game, Purple Power and the Militia will be squaring off. That championship will be here. Of course, it'll be on USA Ball Hockey on YouTube and on Sportsnet Pittsburgh Plus. Penn Hills, the Arsenal, with a 2-1 lead, and they win the face-off. Sent down the rink and then back over. Arsenal just trying to get it out. Again, a lot of pressure from Garden State, they do. Now they're in the zone. And back over and behind the net. Noah Capriccione. Now one in front, couldn't get it to Mancini.
Kept in by the Arsenal.
Yeah, good keep there. Brandon Kwasny. Back behind the net now for the Arsenal, looking for Quasi in front. Owen Mills. Mills and Bergamasco. Bergamasco with a shot. Oh, it just trickles wide. Saw that one from up here, and it looked like it was going to trickle in, but instead it just went just wide. Shot taken is deflected, and it's a good bounce for Garden State, who are able to get that one out of the zone and send it forward.
Another great shift by the Arsenal there. Has the Indians reeling here, but Indians have it in their zone.
That was Evan Keefe who could pressure on it. Clifford pulls it out of the air, though, and hauls it in. With 5 seconds remaining here in period number 2. So an opportunity for maybe something off the face-off for Garden State, but look at the opportunities here for Arsenal. The shot there, Bergamasco was the one who took that shot.
Just trickled through the crease, trying to get Owen Mills on the side of the net.
And then you see Clifford there hauling that one back in. So 5 seconds remaining, face-off won by Garden State. That was deflected away by a player in front, sent in front, and that will end the second period. So Arsenal, Penn Hills Arsenal, considered somewhat the home team here, at least between these two. 2-1 lead after 2 periods. We'll step aside. Period number 3 coming back here in the semifinals of the A side of the Ball Hockey Championships here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Welcome back here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. 2-1, Arsenal leading in this semifinal game. Again, the winner will take on either one of two teams, the Midnight Express or the Americans, who are playing over on the other rink here at the Island Sports Complex, Neville Island, here on this Sunday afternoon. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here. It's what feels like a scorcher after being just a couple of days of cold weather. And now we're not on the ice, we're on the deck, and it's only fitting that it's the temperature outside pretty warm, pretty hot in here. And things are heating up between both of these sides and heating up between these games. Like you said before, we'll have the B final after this one. We'll have the A final later on as well. And thank you for tuning in alongside me, Angelo Spacito. I am Spencer Witt. We're broadcasting on the USA Ball Hockey YouTube channel all day long here. Neville Island. And just making sure everything is ready here, but I'll tell you real quick, Angelo, while we have some time, it felt like Arsenal really took over in that second period, but Garden State, to be fair, I think the last minute, 2 minutes or so, they felt like they had their groove back.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Garden State needs to get back to their game, getting around the crease, getting around those greasy spots, and getting it past Clifford.
Clifford has done a good job, though, in his own credit. Along with Mangini, his player goes down, nothing called. Or correction, it is called.
Yeah, that is a penalty.
Saw the one ref hadn't had his arm up. The other ref I couldn't see on the near side here on our screen. But so penalty opportunity here, and it will be potentially man advantage for Garden State right off of the face-off as well. Garden State cycles it around. Back up top now. Veneziali at the point. That shot, looking for a stick to tip it in. Couldn't find one, though. Eddie Urban, good possession to keep it and good possession to not stop things. Back over. Cyan, and it was touched up by Arsenal, and now it will be a penalty against Arsenal, and it will be, I believe, 24.
Danny Cunningham.
He'll be going to the box here.
For a minute 30.
So Cunningham at the box.
That's not the that's not something the Arsenal wanted to get right off the face-off entering this third period.
It was right off that face-off. There was a penalty for Arsenal, and again, good job again by Garden State to take their time and hold possession for what felt like another minute and a half there, it seemed like. It was only actually 45 seconds, though, right after that face-off to hold it. And now they've got a man up here. Minute 30 power play for Garden State. They can't get that one. It was off the boards. Good D. Bergamasco just sent it right back down, and Garden State will reset. All four players on the blue line. Sent in, and it hits the netting. An unfortunate roll on that netting will stay out of the zone, or will stay out of the rink, I should say, and it'll be a...
Taking a look back at this penalty right off the face-off to start this third period.
And right there, that's going to be the tripping on Cunningham. Good job by our replay crew catching that one. So it's 2-1, Arsenal in favor of the Indians. 8:44 here in this one. Remaining in the third period. Winner goes to the championship game. Loser will just have to sit there and watch it. That one deflected in front, now looking for an extra stick, second effort. And it's sent all the way back down by Arsenal.
That's something Garden State needs to continue, trying to get in that crease, trying to get past Clifford.
Looking for that tip game there from Garden State. They got a guy in front trying to deflect and get it past Clifford. Clifford's done a fantastic job. That first goal, obviously, nothing really he could do. It's kind of just, jabbing at it and just rolled around. And first guy to get to it was Garden State. But other than that, been pretty solid.
He has.
In between the pipes. Well, this one goes towards him. He'll just cover it up. And we'll reset things here with a face-off in the Arsenal zone. 14 seconds remaining on this power play for the Indians. The Indians, of course, in white, when I mentioned, if you haven't mentioned before, just tuning in as well. Garden State in their blue jerseys. Both in shorts and 3/4 sleeve shirts. That one back out, won by Garden State, the Indians. At the point. Sent over, shot taken. Had a player in front, but goes wide anyway for Connor Callahan. That shot deflected in front. It went off of an Arsenal player, sent back over. Stays in, and then
Good keep by Garden State.
Garden State will have it still. Penalty is over. We're back to even strength. Luke Malloy. Malloy will hold it. Finds a man. That one shot, hits the netting, drops down. Trying to send that one in front, sending that one in front. Extra effort though, just bounces over the stick of Connor Callahan. Callahan almost had an open net there, but just couldn't get it on his stick.
Ivan Pata with a good defensive play there on Callahan in front.
That hand, of course, touched up by Arsenal. Sliding over, that one just couldn't find the back of the net. Not one either on the second effort from Arsenal. In the corner now, 6:40. Ball rolled around, you hear the ref saying loose, and now possession still with Arsenal. They still have it, the backhand. Couldn't get that one home. And that was Richie Allen. Oh, good stick from Garden State.
Here we go.
One-on-one with a trailer. Back over. Defensive play made by Arsenal. Good defense. Noah Capriccione on the defense there for the Indians, or for the Arsenal. Now the Indians still with it. Fighting in the boards. Miller in front, couldn't find. We found his teammate Malloy, and play has stopped. The net has been dislodged. So the Indians with some opportunities.
Looking at this replay here, Indians coming in 2-on-1. Pass over just saved by Clifford in the crease. Indians continuing that pressure, and that's when the net unfortunately got knocked off by Callahan there.
Face-off won by Arsenal, and it hits the ceiling here, and it will stop play. Face-off won by Arsenal. 5.5 remaining here. Seconds winding down ever so slowly for this Indian squad, but icing is going to be called.
Just a little over 5 minutes left in this third period. Just as a reminder, after this game, it is the Men's B Championship between the Pittsburgh Purple Power and the Northside Militia.
Militia and the Purple Power. Purple Power we saw on our live stream last game. A victory in overtime. And the Militia victors on their own rights as well in the semifinals. So back at the sideboards here. Arsenal with it. Now you have to wonder how much of it is going to be not necessarily time wasting, but just possession, getting the zones. Now the Indians with it. Dropped off, in front, backhand, couldn't find that one past Clifford. Nick Mattis fighting with Joe Mielo.
Yet again, that greasy spot right in front of Clifford. That's what the Indians need to keep trying to do. Get in those greasy spots, get in the crease, try and get it back in the back of the net.
Looking for the
Clifford.
Stretch pass, they've got it. Poke checked away, good play by Clifford. A collision and then sent out. Back behind the net now, and it's Nick Phillips.
Persichetti battling.
That's Persichetti, the goal scorer, scored the, so far, what has given them the lead here in this one. That shot goes wide, and that's Ryan Maines with it. Maines sends it forward, Persichetti. And time just ticking down here now. 3.5 remaining here in the third. That one in front looking for the backdoor tap in. Couldn't find it though for number 88, Bergamasco.
Arsenal keeping the cycle here, killing clock while they get a change.
Garden State has been stuck out there. That one in front, and it's Bergamasco will get the first, be the first one to get to it. That was Nick Phillips on that shot. And now back over, Lucas Kirk. For Penn Hills Arsenal, good keep in. Noah Capriccione looking in front. Garden State got a piece of it. They're trying to get it out. They can't though. Good play. Staying in, Anquan Smith. Arsenal will drop back. Again, taking their time. 2:50. In front, Mangini might have got a piece of it. Garden State tries to move it forward. Still can't get it out of the zone. Great play, Anquan Smith.
Great poke check by Smith there.
Smith, a nice move. Smith trying to finish it off. Couldn't get it to his teammate, though. Garden State finally gets it out, which is good news. But now they got work to do. They can't get it in front. 89, Richie Allen fighting for it with Arsenal. Mike Andy with it. Cody Hollingsworth was the one who was pressuring him. Allen back to Andy, and then he sends it around the boards. Cunningham back over to Allen. That one in front. Jabbing at it, no good. But possession still with Arsenal. Arsenal tries to cut in. Cunningham wrapped around, they score! Or have they not? Arsenal thought they had scored. The referees didn't signal a goal. I think the net might have been off. And it looks like that will be, they're gonna have a discussion with it. Another look here.
I mean, taking a look at this play, look at Danny Cunningham wrapping it around, like off of Richie Allen in front, and unknown if that went into the net.
Tough play to see, can't see it there. Might have been kicked in. And that might be what they're arguing as well. We'll have the discussion here, and we're gonna have the signal, I believe the signal was no goal, so we'll have a face-off to the left side. So will be a face-off. Again, we're still talking. It looks like a timeout's going to be taken.
Timeout by the Indians here.
Yeah, timeout. So the Indians trying to just gather their breath.
If we could possibly take one more look at that last replay. I mean, it started with Danny Cunningham down in the corner, barreling his way through, coming around with his backhand all the way around the net, just off of Richie Allen, kicked in, unfortunately, and the Indians caught a break there.
Indians trying to keep this to a
right
one-goal difference.
Look, Danny Cunningham wrapping it around on his backhand, off of Richie Allen, kicked in, unfortunately. No goal on the play for the Arsenal.
Another look at it here as well, and it's hard to tell there. Again, it's just couldn't see exactly, but regardless, Looks like it will be a no goal, and it will be a face-off to the left of Mangini. So face-off to the left of Mangini for the Garden State Indians. They need to win this face-off, need to get possession out of their own zone. Face-off is won by the Indians, by the Indians, and they take it forward, sprinting forward. That shot!
There goes the goalie, 6-on-5.
Not a bad look there for the Indians. That was Dom Tussey, who just over the crossbar. Empty net for the Indians. They got an extra attacker out now. Sion to Malloy, and then to Sion again, and now back out to the top. The shot there, deflected away. Might have hit a player in front or Clifford, regardless. Fighting for it again. Final minute 18 remaining. And back over. Melinello.
Indians now have a full setup here.
Myers, possession couldn't be saved. Good possession keep, though.
Great keep.
Shot taken, that one
off
high.
Off the bar, I'm pretty sure. Off the crossbar.
Kept in by Callahan. And back over Melinello to the right side now. That's Sion back up top. That shot in front. Fighting for it, still fighting. Possession still for the Indians. That shot goes in! Off the rebound. It's Tussey that gets the goal. We have tied it up, 39 seconds remaining. My goodness.
Greasy spots. How many times have I said it? Greasy spots. That's what you got to do. That's how you got to get it past Clifford. Just fighting. The Indians kept fighting, and it just trickled right through the wickets of Clifford into the back of the net, and we are tied at 2 with just under 40 seconds left.
I don't even think Tussey got a good piece of it. I think it almost hit one of the sticks in front and then just went off of that and in the 5-hole of Clifford. Another look at it here. Just take a look. This is Tussey right at your screen here, and he takes that shot, and I think it hit a hand of someone who was in front, who was laying on the ground there.
May have hit the Arsenal player down on the ground.
I believe so. And because of that, it just trickles into that 5-hole. Tough break for the Arsenal, but a great break for Garden State. And again, that clearance before, the good stick work from Garden State to get it out. That shot in front, and Clifford's able to hold on to it. No rebound on that one. 32 seconds remaining here. Thank you again for tuning in. We hope you've been enjoying this one. Dom Tussey had tied it up for the Indians, just like you were saying. Throw the ball on net and hope for the best. Just really grind for it. Speaking of grind, we've got 5 players in a circle just looking for the ball. Yep. They're going to stop things. Someone had covered the ball up. And so 21 seconds remaining. Face-off won by Arsenal. Sent in front. They had a man there, but good defense.
13 seconds.
Trying to push it up one more time here for the Indians. And it's going to be offsides against Arsenal, pushing it up. I'm so used to calling Penn Hills, of course, their high school is the Indians. So I'm so used to saying the Penn Hills Indians versus the Arsenal, of course, as they're playing the Indians. Just right off my initial thoughts are just saying Indians for the high school in the area. So face-off outside of the zone, of course, here with 8 seconds remaining here in the third period. Face-off just goes into the corner. They're going to take their time. Garden State went to overtime in their quarterfinals. They'll go to overtime in the semifinals as well. We'll step aside. We come back. Someone will go to the finals with a goal We'll see who it will be out the overtime here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Back here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, take another look. Garden State, again, they were down in the third period. And like you had mentioned, Angelo, just, gritty, grindy possessions here for Garden State. And the goal, of course, is just kind of a dirty, greasy goal.
Absolutely. That's their style of play. That's their style of play, and that's what they did on their last goal right here, showing the replay. Getting it, stealing it back, getting it right into the crease area. Unfortunate bounce off the Arsenal player into the back of the net past Ryan Clifford.
Just a tough play there. Persichetti was the one who was over there for Arsenal to try and get it out, but great play and great heads-up hockey there from Garden State. So, of course, it's overtime here in this semifinals. 10 minutes are on the clock. They believe it's going to be 10-minute continuous periods until someone scores. Winner of it will move on to the championship. The other game has ended.
Right after this game on this same rink, Men's B Championship, Purple Power and Northside Militia as this face-off is underway.
You and I will have to call that one here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh and USA Ball Hockey YouTube channel. We got a good one here between these two sides. Is the Indians trying to move it forward. Good flip, trying to get to it. They're able to. Great play to stay with that one and get possession. Thrown in front, nowhere near the goal, and then back out, and possession lost. Persichetti loses
lost
his
stick there.
Shot taken, that one deflected from Mangini. And fighting with it was Adam Holt. And then back out for Garden State. So the Americans winning in the other semifinal game over the Midnight Express. So the champions have fallen from last year. I have a new champion here in the Ball Hockey Club Championships. But of course, we'll have to see who the Americans will play. Leo Minster Americans from Massachusetts, trying to get a championship for themselves.
Tussey walking in behind the net, going past everyone.
And that's Tussey who had the goal again for Garden State. That one jabbed at. And possession still with possession now with Arsenal, I should say.
3-on-3.
And Quan Smith drops it off to his teammate, back to Smith. Smith looking in front, thrown in front, right back to him though. He'll hand that one down to himself. Scanning his options is Smith, backtracking. Thrown over to the back door, couldn't find anything. Ball in the air, high into the air, and played by Garden State. Alec Myers was the one who had sent it out. Evan Keefe sends it forward.
Ferris couldn't get that out.
And that shot deflected away. Back up top now. Veneziale. Riley Rudolph. Veneziale. To the right side now, Alec Myers. Myers and a player for Arsenal are fighting for it.
A lot of room for the Indians here.
Now they're taking their time and they are scanning their options, looking for the best passes here, the best shot opportunities.
Looking for traffic in front.
They're just trying to get maybe a deflection or something towards that net. Instead, they can't put it on. They'll dump it down low. And back up top now. Veneziale, that shot wide and high. And then Arsenal tries to go across, and a nice clearance there. They're going to wave that icing off. Yes, they will. But now a change here. Big change, and Garden State's able to move forward with it. Good play, though, by Arsenal.
Really good play by Bergamasco here, coming back 2-on-2.
Lucas Kirk. Kirk looking for Bergamasco. Bergamasco with it. His shot. That goes high. It hit a stick, I believe. And the ball goes into the netting and drops down.
Good saucer pass there to Bergamasco. Oh, looks like it hit either the helmet or the top of the shoulder on that shot and out of play.
Actually, I believe it did not hit anything because this face-off's outside the zone.
Really?
So I believe they're going to say it was just a high shot there. But you think if it would hit off something, it'd be a face-off down low.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's out of the zone here, which is huge. I mean, no zone, I believe, right now for Arsenal. They got to get this one in, and they do. Sent down underneath. Physicality there to shield out the player. Jabbed at and then sent out by the Indians. Ryan Gallen was the one who sent it out. Touched up and good pass here off the boards.
2-on-2, entering the zone.
And back over. That's 5, Lewis O'Connor, excuse me. In front, that one hit post. That was Noah Capriccione. Arsenal have had their opportunities.
Really slow tempo throughout this overtime. Both teams getting their chances.
Seems almost calculated as that one trickles towards Clifford, and it's possession for, excuse me, a cover-up, I should say, for the Arsenal.
Taking a look back at this shot, you said it hit post, and it looked like it did. Yeah, it just got past the goalie off that post there.
Now in defense, of course, of the goalie there, probably Mangini, he had that side covered. It just hitting the post there on the left side of him, and
post and crossbar are the goaltender's best friend.
There's a reason Marc-Andre Fleury would always give it a little tap after it hits and goes out of the zone. Just
absolutely.
A nice little thank you. I'm sure Mangini thought the same thing there. Face-off won by Garden State. Down in the corner now. Malloy. Now Arsenal try and go across, and they try and just clear it. And they do is
Indians retreat with that.
Luke Malloy, excuse me, with it. And Malloy sends it too far, and it'll be an icing. So icing on the play here, and of course face off in Garden State zone. Garden State Indians. Goal from Dom Tussey with 38 seconds remaining in the third period. Tied this game up after goals from Avampado and Persichetti for Penn Hills Arsenal.
Speaking of Persichetti.
There he is with it now. Persichetti will look his options, drop it back off. Cunningham with it. Cunningham defended there. Persichetti underneath. Persichetti fights that one to the point, or the slot, excuse me, and it's taken away. Not only taken away, though, it's still possession in the zone.
Good defensive play by Anquan Smith there, keeping it in the zone.
Can they get it out of the zone? No, they cannot. Not yet. Arsenal still with it. Got to get past that red line. And they flick this one forward. Good play there. Offsides is going to be the call against Garden State. Nice play there from Alec Myers. So face-off will be in the zone here. Actually, one thing to mention as well, because that one all the way from the zone and going offside, so it'll stay in the zone for Arsenal. Will stay in Garden State zone. Face off to the right side of Mangini. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first overtime at the very least. And first goal will send themselves to the final. Face-off won by Garden State. Eddie Urban. Urban will just take his time, look at his options, and drop it over. 32, Jared Maska, Urban. And then forward now. Flicked forward by Evan Keefe. And down low for Impagliazzo, who's over there. Arsenal with it. And Quan Smith, and then it's sent forward. Whacked at, stays in zone though. Evan Keefe, nice play there. Arsenal wanted something called, but nothing doing on that one. Possession still with Garden State. Dom Tussie, who scored the game tire late in the third. Up top, back to Tussie. Tussie throws it in front. Clifford got a piece of it. Routine save for him though, but possession still for the Indians.
Indians getting their cycle game going on right now.
Drop back off, shot at the point. Shot
Off the
again
post.
off the post, and they score! I believe it's Impagliazzo who scores that one for the Indians. Off the rebound from off the post, diving over, and the Indians will move on. Leonardo Impagliazzo scores the game winner for Garden State, and the Indians will move on to the final. They won the quarterfinals in overtime. They win the semifinals in overtime as well.
Wow, wow, wow. Looking at this shot off the post, right to him. Wow, just wow.
Trailing the play, never gave up on it. Nice play to get to the spot, get there, and score the winner. Diving over, great play from Impagliazzo. And the celebration from the team from New Jersey will move on. And we'll send to a break. We'll stay here, but we'll send to a break. It's a winner for Garden State. They'll move to the finals. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Garden State moves on to the finals by a score of 3-2. Welcome back here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh in the USA Ball Hockey YouTube channel. So just tuning in, you missed a good one on the semifinals. Garden State, the Indians, taking the victory over Penn Hills Arsenal by a score of 3-2 in overtime. And it was a goal there. Leonardo Impagliazzo, I believe, was the gentleman. Impagliazzo was the name of the gentleman who scored the game winner for Garden State. So the next game, of course, the Men's B Division Championships. And you had talked about it before, the Pittsburgh Purple Power, who won in overtime in their semifinal game. And they taking a victory in that one, and they're going to take on the finals as well against the Northside Militia. Should be a good one. We'll step aside here. When we come back, we'll have that men's B final between the two sides here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Welcome back here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, the USA Ball Hockey Club Championships. It's the men's B final as the Northside Militia take on the Pittsburgh Purple Power here at the Island Sports Center, home of Robert Morris University, here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Thank you again so much for tuning in here. Alongside Angelo Esposito, I'm Spencer Witt. Angelo, we saw a good one in the men's A semifinal just a couple minutes ago. And the Pittsburgh Purple Power went into overtime, won their semifinal game as well. So got to expect something good here as well.
Absolutely. I mean, follow up from that last game. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's definitely going to be a back and forth game. Northside Militia, that more physical type team, with Purple Power, a little bit more speed, a little bit small, but they can definitely get past Northside Militia. But it's going to be a back and forth game, and we will see coming up very shortly.
Northside Militia winning their games earlier here. They defeated the Pittsburgh Junior Gods in that game to give themselves the victory. They also defeated the Riverview Raptors prior to that as well. The Rose City Royals defeated Team Chicago in the first game here in this arena, in this rink, I should say. And then Rose City fell to the Pittsburgh Purple Power 6-5 in the overtime game there as well. So, yeah, talking about it again, the Militia, a very physical team, very tall team, you can tell. They got a lot of physicality here. You took a look at their starting lineups and just announcing their whole roster here. It's just a big team. It's going to be interesting to see the difference between the physical game versus kind of the more skillful, tactical game.
Absolutely. I mean, like, these two teams have not faced off against each other this weekend. So it's going to be very interesting to see how both teams play and face off against each other.
And you'll see it just after this. We'll step aside. We come back, a quick break. And we'll got the men's B final here, the USA Ball Hockey Club Championships here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. just getting underway. Face-off here for the men's B Ball Hockey Championships here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Thank you again so much for tuning in alongside of me, Angelo Esposito. I'm Spencer Witt. First opportunity there for the Purple Power. Pittsburgh Purple Power taking on the Northside Militia. Northside Militia in the camo jerseys. Pittsburgh Purple Power in the black jerseys with the purple and white trim. As Marcus King back there for Purple Power. Kyle Nolan with it. Caden Wysong. Josh Faust. Marcus King. And King, a drop off to Wysong. Wysong. Defended well, good defense there for the Militia. And now Nolan, Kyle Nolan will have to go back and get to it. Caden Wysong, excuse me, with it. Wysong moves it forward. And the deflection there by the Militia. That's Tony Gavola.